Hey, welcome. How are you guys? Good to see you. My name is Laura Mazzotta. I am a holistic therapist of 20 years and an Akashic Records Channel. And every once in a while, I come live here and offer Akashic readings and healings, and tonight is the night. So if you are here, jumping on live, say hello and let me know what you want to jump into today. If you are not familiar with the Akashic Records, they are a higher dimensional space, a higher level of consciousness that we connect to access very potent and vital data from our soul. And when we open up our Akashic Record, we have all the information about our soul from the time it first sparked, through past lives, current life, future lives. It's like Google for the soul. You can ask any question you want. You can ask about relationships. Hey, Anne, good to see you, honey. You can ask about relationships. You can ask about money. You can ask about career. You can ask about health. You can also just tune in when you're doing this on your own. I actually have a YouTube video that you can check out on my YouTube as to how you can get into the Akashic Records yourself and start to bring through messages so that you can start to play in this space, because it's really about cultivating a relationship and getting to know your guides, getting to know the frequency and attune to the frequency of your soul. And when we do that, we are going to suffer less here on the planet. We're going to interpret the things we go through as less as suffering and more as really invitations into returning to the soul level of ourselves, which does not suffer. And when we connect to this higher perspective, we really we allow ourselves to bring through divine wisdom that informs how we are meant to walk through this life and experience the day-to-day in a way that feels more easeful, in a way that feels more collaborative and more divinely loving and accepting of ourselves and others. So, hey, Lisa, good to see you. So let me know what questions you guys have. Do you have questions for the Akashic Records? Are there areas that you desire healing right now that I can offer to you? Because these opportunities to come live here and be with me here are really a way for you to get to know how this space operates. The kinds of questions that can be asked in this space, it's really a learning opportunity, even if you don't have questions, to be able to tune in and identify, all right, what are the kinds of questions you can bring forward to the Akashic Records? Some of the questions that people ask are like, why is it that I keep having, what's going on with this continually recurring physical issue? Or why is it that I feel so angry right now? Or, what's going on with this relationship? Or how can I gather more momentum for my career, right? It depends on what's coming up in your field. And what I like to do now in the Akashic Records is just enter this space and be. I actually don't really ask any questions. The only questions that I'll ask is really what is meant for me right now? What am I meant to integrate at this moment in time? What am I not seeing that I am meant to be seeing? When we have subconscious minds here on the planet, 95% of that content is not available to us all the time as we go through our lives. And the two best ways to be able to reveal subconscious content are connecting with your soul, and also through reflections of other people. And we find that we get agitated, we get frustrated, we get pissy, we get anxious about relationships with other people. And really, those people were put on this planet to activate us and to call forward and to serve as cues to turn us to deeper understanding of ourselves and deeper love of ourselves. So, all right, XO Jessa. I would like to know, what do my guides want me to know right now? Is this question too open-ended? Yeah. I mean, listen, I can certainly tune into your field and bring forward whatever comes forward. And a lot of people say that, like, listen, I just kind of want to know what I'm meant to receive right now. And that's fine. You can absolutely do that. But, if there's something more specific you desire, you can also pose that. So I'll tune into this for you. Okay, XO Jessa, and let you know what's coming forward. They're speaking to me about peace and allowing yourself access to this feeling of peace, and remembering that this peace resides within you and that it is not going to be found anywhere around you. The only place that they're thinking that you can really access peace in a way that feels really restorative to your soul is through nature. And the number one place in nature that they desire for you to receive is through sun gazing. So I don't know if you've ever engaged with sun gazing before. It's something that we encourage at sunset or sunrise, and to kind of squint your eyes a little bit because you don't want to stare directly into the sun all the time for a long period of time. And those are the 2 times of day that you'll be able to receive that energy and really absorb those codes into your body when it's not going to harm you in any way. So they're saying that it's almost like it's this masculine infusion because the sun is masculine energy, which really supports your momentum and it supports your motivation, and it also supports you using your voice more boldly and your drive. And they're saying that this is going to be really energizing for you, but also really restorative. So let me know how that feels. And why can't I seem to let go and clear? Okay. Because you're not deciding to. Okay, so letting go is a decision. Clearing is a decision. And really what this is inviting you into is being a much bolder version of yourself and being more convicted and devoted to what it is you believe in and what it is you want for your life. We often come up with these concepts of, well, I have all these blocks and I can't seem to let go of this and I can't seem to clear it, right? Just decide. Make a firm decision that you are no longer available for it. I am no longer available for this. This part of me is not something I want to carry with me, is not part of the future version of myself, and therefore I am choosing. And then you return to that decision over and over again, every single day, sometimes multiple times a day. No, I am not available for this. And you continue to decide, because what they're telling me with your question in particular is that it's almost like you're using this concept of why can't I seem to let go, and you're focusing on that as a form of escapism, as kind of a form of avoidance from taking full responsibility for your reality as you know it. And so they're really asking you to step into being more of a bold authority of your own life experience. And we can feel the heartstrings that pull when we are trying to let go of something and we feel like we can't. And typically, most of the time when we're not willing to let those go either, we have a soul contract with somebody that we have not finished, or a situation that we have not finished extracting lessons and information from, in which case we need to sit down and open up space and awareness for that to drop in. Or we are not willing to sit with the uncomfortable emotions and sensations that come with letting go. And so it's a process of opening space to hold yourself wherever you are with this. So let me know how that feels. All right, is there anybody else who has questions today? Yeah, these questions are great, right? And if you guys want to ask the same questions, ask the same questions. It's okay. And then I'll tune into your field. And for those of you who are just joining and want a little bit more information about the Akashic Records, you're welcome, xoxo. Thanks for being here and thanks for asking. Good, you're welcome. A little bit of a kick in the ass there for you today, Anne. Oh, that's wild. That's so wild that you've been doing the sun gazing up until recently. So interesting. It clearly fortifies you. It clearly fortifies you and really fills you and anchors you. All right, Lisa. Yeah, definitely do. And good. And it's something you're familiar with. It's something you're very naturally called to. So they're just kind of reorienting you to remind you, yeah, don't give up this practice. That's what happened to me with journaling today. I sat down and started to journal. I was like, oh, yeah, see, that's exactly what happened to me. I was like, I just kind of got into the swing of things. You get lost in the human sauce. And then I was just like, I sat down today to journal. And I was like, dude, it's been like a number of days since I've sat down and done this. And this is like my backbone, sitting down and journaling, So I was like, thank you, Spirit, for inviting me into that awareness. But yeah, beautiful. Thanks for being here. You were meant to be here. All right, Lisa, what focus right now is best for right now? Who you're becoming. Don't get distracted. Don't get too distracted by everything that's going on around you and thinking that choosing one path or another is what is going to be what gets you to where you want to get or how you want to feel or who you want to become, right? Like, decide who you want to become and devote yourself to her. Devote yourself to thinking the thoughts she thinks, operating in the vibration and the frequency and the rituals that she would engage in and that she would align with. And remember that when your focus is outside of you at all, you are distracting unless you're looking at what's outside of you so that you can really gather data from the present moment to be really, really present with what your current reality is. Because being really, really present with your current reality is a practice where you can never go wrong. Like, you're never going to go wrong when you practice presence in that way. And so if you're looking around you in order to kind of anchor yourself in, the presence so that you can immerse yourself in that more deeply, you're naturally going to grow because of that. But if you're looking outside of you to say, okay, who or what should I focus on? That's a question of the mind, right? And it's a question of the mind searching for a path, searching for a direction. And there's a difference between searching for direction rather than allowing direction to arrive, right? And so when we are deeply connected to ourselves and we have more clarity and confidence about who we are becoming, where we're being drawn, we allow ourselves to have that magnetic pull forward, and we align our energy with how it naturally operates so that we have this magnetic pull forward rather than this, okay, what should I focus on? If you're questioning what you're supposed to focus on, the question is the answer is don't focus on any of it, right? The answer is be. The answer is be present. The answer is connect to your soul. The answer is calm the fuck down and stop trying to grasp at where your focus is meant to be and make your focus on source and on yourself. And as you do that and you allow that relationship to become more intimate and have more depth, you're going to naturally have the answers arrive to you, and you're going to feel a pull, right? Let me know how that feels, Lisa, and what else comes up around that, if anything. So Jessa, what form of creativity is going to be most significant in this life for my soul? Good, Lisa. Follow the pull. Follow the pull. We're always looking for evidence, right? You don't need the evidence. Trust. Okay. And, and I just want to say one more thing before I answer your question, Jessa, is just like, this is about deepening your belief in the fact that everything is energy, Lisa. Everything is energy. So even the situations and the people that you're focusing on and the who and the why, it's all still energy, right? It's simply just a representation. Like the who and the why are just a representation of the energy that is being delivered to you by source for you to face, for you to be with, for you to exchange with, right? So don't get distracted by the 3D manifestation of the energy that's arriving. Allow yourself to see through the 3D veil and witness the energy that's being offered. Okay. So what form of creativity is going to be most significant in this life for my soul? Dance. That's what they're saying. Like free, intuitive dance or ecstatic dance. Dance is what's coming forward. Which is like a form of somatic healing, really. Allowing the body to guide you and to speak to you and through you as the soul's voice. That's what's coming forward for that. Yeah, everything is energy. And I'll tell you, it's hard to wrap our minds around as human beings. It's a process of coming into relying on that very consistently. And, when we're working with the infinite, we are always being drawn into deeper surrender, deeper immersion, and a deeper belief in the fact that everything is energy, right? Right? Yeah, I mean, it was loud and clear, XO Jesso, loud and clear. It was just immediate dance. And then I sat with it for another second and it was just like, nope, don't look, Laura Mazzotta. It's dance. You know, and it's interesting because like my question for you would be, does that feel outside of your comfort zone? You know, because I mean, that's a good thing if it's outside of your comfort zone, because it's like, girl, get into your body. And I'm feeling that so much lately. I have met with so many people lately who are not like, they're feeling like, why can't I get messages, Laura? And like, why do I feel disconnected? And, you know, why do I feel like this or that is not coming to me? And these are people who are like really intuitive and super spiritual and super connected to the soul and super connected to universal frequency. They're just like, they're bypassing to a degree without doing it on purpose. We all do it, but they're not embodied. They're like not dropping into their body. I find this is a theme that's coming up so much lately for people. Yeah, it is. Exactly. So this is like your stretch opportunity. This is your opportunity to stretch and to play with this just on your own. You know, make a playlist if you want and just move the body. You can find somatic healing pretty much anywhere, completely outside of my comfort zone. See, I love that, because what you're being asked to do is create a completely new narrative. I mean, honestly, that practice, love, is going to be like trauma healing for you. That's exactly what it's going to be. It's going to be so restorative and so healing for you to move the body, because the fact is we neglect it. I've done it many, many times in my life, you know, and returning to the fact that our bodies are divine intelligence. Like our bodies are a unique energetic blueprint created by our soul for a specific purpose in this lifetime. It's not just about nourishing and taking care of ourselves. It is about extracting wisdom from the divine vessel that is our body. Like our body has its own consciousness. Our body has its own wisdom. And the only way that we can awaken that is through movement, right? Allowing the energy to open, allowing the energy to shift and to come into a form that allows itself to be expressed to us and through us, so that we can really not just gain wisdom from spirit and from the universe and from Mother Earth, but also from the unique vessel that we were given to express our vision and purpose in this lifetime. It's a way to really allow that embodiment to open. And what's so cool is that when we do that, we open ourselves to enhanced sensation in the other realms as well, which means that we can hold more energy, which means that we can expand further into the universe, that we can open ourselves to have greater access to the palpable sensation and tangible feeling of source energy and being connected to source and embodying that within us, so that we can really look through the eyes of divine perspective when we're engaging with other people. It's really beautiful. And it also creates, oh, that's wild. This is just coming up now. Based on your first question, it also is something that creates a lot of momentum. And if we find that we get in places where we feel stuck or stagnant or confused or lost or directionless, it's like, just get up and move. Just get up and move the body, right? And we avoid that process. We're actually much more likely to kind of sit in meditation, you know, or to go out and sit in nature. And those are great. Don't get me wrong. Those are excellent practices. But there is a completely different level of bold wisdom that comes from the body. And opening up that conversation and that relationship is something that takes you to a completely different level and really opens up your spirituality in a way that you can't do in any other realm, right? They don't have the physical body that you have in this world. So it's a pretty cool concept, and it really opens you up to a very confident, clear, grounded wisdom that you don't always find is reliable when you're channeling or bringing through intuitive messages and connecting with spiritual energy. So let me know how that feels. Hey, Jenna, are you still here, honey? If you have any questions, let me know. And I highly encourage you guys, if you have not connected to the Akashic Records before, or you want more information like this that comes through the records, to just jump on my YouTube channel. There's a link in my bio. I have a ton of content on my YouTube. Akashic Updates, videos that take you into the Akashic Records that teach you how to start bringing through messages, meditations. I have a tapping playlist, things like that. So I encourage you to check that out. Hi, honey. I love you, Jenna. Hi, Karen. Nice to meet you. Recently started your spiritual journey. That's exciting. So fun. I'm following you. Oh, yay! Yay! I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, did you like just sign up? Like just now since I started this live? That's so exciting. Oh, Jessa. I think your name is Jessa. Yeah, Jessa. Do I have chanting on there, Lisa? I think I have a couple little ones. But if you're in the expansion portal, have you listened, which is my Facebook group, have you listened to my my chanting, I don't even know what you call it, training, masterclass, live, whatever the hell. It's freaking awesome. Oh my God, Karen, welcome. I'm so excited. Oh, I'm so excited. That program is like everything. And by the way, Vitality starts tomorrow, guys. It is literally like the perfect match for my soul. If there's one person or 20 people in that, I swear to God, like I'm going to show up full guns blazing because I created that program for myself. And it's amazing. Like it has just been the most beautiful transformation ever. I love it so much. Oh, thank you, Jenna. It is. It's so sick. And I didn't even, like, I just kind of went in there because I felt like chanting one day and was just going and going. And people said it just feels like they're getting the biggest loving hug from me and from the divine. And I'm like, oh, I love that. Because that's how I feel when I chant. Like when I chant, I am immediately connected, like almost instantly connected. Like I always tell people chanting feels like anesthesia to me. Like my whole body goes numb and I'm just like totally in the zone immediately. So Karen, let me know if you have any questions, although I'm sure we're going to be connecting a lot. So, but if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. So Jessa, thank you for your patience. I wanted to come back to this. You haven't had any success yet. Okay. So answer number one is that you have had success. Like if you have an intention to enter the Akashic Records, you have entered the Akashic Records. You may just have not had success in terms of like palpable sensation or an emotion or like an understanding of what's coming through once you enter that space. Like a lot of people are like, how can you tell that you're actually in the Akashic Records? And it can take some time. So first of all, you set the intention and you go through a ritual and you enter the Akashic Records. You're there. You're there. It's not like you're not going to be there. Okay. Like you are there in the Akashic Records. And so for me, the first few months that I entered the records, all I saw was the color purple. And I was like, how the hell does this change people's lives? I was like, literally, I don't know how this changes people's lives. But what I did know is that every time I was in the records, I wouldn't have physical symptoms because that was when I was really sick. And when I would close them, I'd be really energized. I'm like, okay, so there's something going on here, right? Like there's something going on here. I don't understand what it is, but there's something going on here. And then I just started to journal. Like I would enter the records. Like I encourage you, if you already have practices that you do, like sun gazing or meditation or tapping or chanting or qigong or intuitive dance, whatever, enter the Akashic Records and just do it. Because any practice that you already do is going to be super amplified in that space. So you're going to have a deeper integration and you're going to get more out of your experience being in that space. Okay. But the other thing that I did was after a few months where I wasn't really getting much, I just started to write, like just automatic write. I would enter that space and literally just put my pen on the page and let my hand flow. Like I wasn't even guiding it. Right. And I would just like let my hand flow. And the stuff that would come forward, I would never come to my mind or out of my mouth. And that's how I knew. I was like, okay, I think I'm starting to like receive some information here. Or at least I'm tapping into a deeper wisdom of mine that I wasn't able to do outside of this space. Right. Because keep in mind, it depends on where you're coming from as well. Like I was really, really sick when I first started working with the records. And it took me time to attune to that frequency because I was coming from this like really, really dense space. And so, and it's developing a relationship. And so that's why some people feel really comfortable with choosing a guide, like an angel or even Jesus Christ or Mother Mary or a loved one that's passed on. That you, or Buddha, you know, that you really connect with and feel like, all right, I can wrap my head around connecting with that being, right? Because we on this human plane understand relationship. Like we understand being in exchange with somebody, having a conversation, like developing relationship. And so if you do that with one being, that gets you to feel more comfortable and safe and anchored in the Akashic Records. And then things open from there. You can also make it your higher self or just connect to your soul and just have a powwow, sit down and chat, you know? So there's a lot of different ways that you can play with connecting to that space. But the number one thing I will tell you is just be patient. Go in consistently. It doesn't have to be every day. In fact, it might mess with your energy too much to do it every day. You might want to just see how it affects you and then go in every few days, you know, and just go in consistently. And I promise you, if you look at my story, oh my gosh, I just thought of this. Oh, it's giving me chills and like warming my heart. If you look at my story, I recorded something earlier today, after a session with a client. This is somebody I've worked with for years. She was actually one of my traditional therapy clients. And then she switched over to the spiritual and energetic world with me. A lot of my clients did. And I met with her today, and my God, is she like fully embodying divine feminine energy. And she started out with like the most blocked mind and like rigid ego and like, I'm not getting it. And she was like tantruming and pissy and like, I'm not getting it. Nothing's coming through. And it took her a while. Like it took her a long time, definitely over 6 months. But like I met with her today and everything just flew off of her tongue. Like she has been doing this for years. And I was like, oh my gosh, honey, I am so excited. Like just so excited to see how embodied she is and how confident and how like clear and authentic and in love with herself. And it was just like, it's such a beautiful gift to witness somebody stepping into that. And I would say she was one of the most blocked or resistant clients that I've had who started with the records or just in a space that really needed a lot of shifting energetically in terms of her frequency. So stick with it. I promise you it will come through. I promise, because it's an attunement process. It's a relationship. And what usually happens is like, it just flips like a light switch. That's what happened to me. Like all of a sudden it was just like, like the heavens open, a switch flips and it's just pouring in. And then it can feel a little overwhelming because you're like, oh my God, I'm getting all these messages. Now what do I do, Laura Mazzotta? Like, how do I hold this? How do I decipher this? How do I know what's my ego and what's my intuition, right? So that's an extremely long response to your question. But as you can tell, I really love talking about this and I'm really passionate about people getting to know this space, you know, like just developing a relationship with it and feeling really, really connected. And because I went in initially for physical healing, but man, did I get so much more. My anxiety went down, my confidence went up. Like I've never, ever loved myself at the level that I love myself now. And I honestly never thought that this was possible. I never thought that it was possible to love myself at the depth that I do now and to be madly in love with myself, even when I'm a human in the human sauce and feeling kind of messy, right? We all get that at times. Lisa, I was there for some of the lives and it felt like you were speaking my love language. Oh my gosh, that is like the most beautiful thing. Thank you so much for sharing that. Yeah, chanting is just so yummy. So yeah, if you guys want the chanting video, just jump over to the expansion portal. That's my Facebook group. And you can, hey, Bunch of Styles, how are you? Do you have a question? Can I support you or offer you some healing? There's a link in my bio if you guys want to join the Facebook group. And there's a ton of trainings in there and like a ton of really, really, really beautiful support in that space. So, it would take you weeks to get through all that material. So, but I got to be honest, that stuff's really awesome. But my YouTube channel is like, it's really solid. I really love my YouTube channel. That's where I like to play the most right now. Why can't I attract high ticket clients? All right, there's many layers to this question. So I'm just going to tune in and see where they want to begin with it. Okay. The first thing that they're saying, I'm just going to kind of, obviously I'm channeling, but I'm just going to kind of channel off the cuff here. You're already attracting high ticket clients. And that's what they want you to know. Like you're already attracting high ticket clients. The thing that's coming forward is, are you seeing them and are they fully seeing you for who you are? Because what this typically involves is a number of things. One is, most importantly, your authority, right? like being in your authority around how necessary and how required it is for them to sign up with you, because what you have to offer them, or the transformation that occurs in exchange with you, is a level of gold or platinum that they cannot find anywhere else, right? Like, you are so devoted and convicted in what you offer, and that you are the best person for them to come to, the best person, and that you deliver an experience that that will change the course of their lives forever. Like, are you at that level of conviction, and do you hold that without wavering, regardless of whether you are attracting clients or not, right? Because when you detach from getting clients, and you detach from receiving money from your services, for your services, you are going to receive more, because you're not trying, right? There isn't a trying energy around it. We don't want to be in this try, get energy. That is felt 800%. We want to be in an energy, right? And there's always room to deepen this. This doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong, right? It's just that we're working with the infinite, and we've raised our hands and said, okay, I'm ready for the spiritual path, friends. I'm here. Like, I'm ready. You're especially as a leader in this space, you're always going to be invited to deepen more. Always. And that doesn't mean you need to be in shame about, oh, I'm not doing that enough, or, I'm doing something wrong. It just means that you're ready for the next level of depth, right? And so it's getting to that level of conviction. But let's see. I was talking about something else before, and I lost my train of thought because I got distracted by your message. But okay, well, let me ask you this question. Do you take yourself seriously? Because that's an area, like, if that thought even comes into your mind, that means that there's a part of you that doubts, right? And doubt is beautiful, because it's really a gateway into our highest level of power and sovereignty and conviction. It's inviting us into how big what we offer is, because the doubt wouldn't exist if you weren't here to do something big and something landmark and something mind-blowing, right? It would just be like, okay, whatever, like, this is cake, this is easy, right? And so the doubt comes in because your human is feeling challenged by the gravity and the depth and the immensity of what your soul is calling you to offer, right? So it's being able to align with that and accepting and owning that, and owning full responsibility for the services that you deliver, the vibration that you're showing up in, the confidence that you're showing up in, and owning full responsibility for the clients that come into your field. How comfortable on a scale of 0 to 100% do you feel holding a high ticket client and delivering to them in a way that you know without wavering that they are going to leave and be like, that was the best fucking coaching container I have ever been in my life. And I am going to scream from the rooftops and tell everybody how phenomenal she is. But yeah, it's also about detachment. Just show up, babe. Like, just show up and share. Like, for me, channeling from the Akash is like my favorite thing on the planet. Like, it is my jam. I am in the zone. I feel amazing. I feel confident. I feel clear. I could feel like total crap. I could be totally brain foggy and like complete space cadet, right? That day, and totally off and pissed off. I enter the records and start to channel. It's my medicine too. So what in your business, like, the work is the cure. The work is the cure. The work is the medicine when we do this for a living, right? So it's like, where can you allow your business to invite you into embodying a higher version of yourself and stepping into just what you love to do, right? Like, what do you love to do? Like, for me, this is just fun for me. Like, this is so much fun. I love doing this. So I'm like, all right, I'm just going to jump on and channel. I love channeling. It gets me so hyped. I was exhausted and laying down before I came live here. And I was like, oh, I'm just going to go live. And I'm like super energized right now, And so it's what energizes you. Go live with it. Bring it forward and just do it because it's for you, not because it's for anyone else, because it's for you. Bring your offers to the table because they're for you, because they fulfill you, right? My vitality program that starts tomorrow, I created for me. I created that for me. My most successful, longest running program yet, literally brings me to tears how much this changes lives. Completely transforms people. Months and months and months later, they're like, Laura, I am holding this. I know. It's programmed for sustainability. That's why I created it. Yeah, I'm very passionate. I'm very passionate. That is something I can very confidently say about myself. Right. You've got that fire and that passion in you too. People need to feel that. They want to feel that from you, because if you're not all in and deeply enough convicted and super, super lit up and like energized by what you do, you're not going to attract it. You're not, because you're just looking at it for an outcome. Why do you want the clients? So that you can get the money? Why do you want the clients? So that you can feel like you know what you're doing? So that you can feel better about yourself? So you can feel like your business is thriving? No. We want the clients because we deeply believe in the fact that when we see that transformation, I want to jump on my roof and squeal with delight, because I was a therapist for 20 years and saw so many people stuck in the system, working so hard and hitting their heads against the wall, trying to feel better and come back to this whole version of seeing themselves and really deeply loving who they were, and they couldn't get there. And so being able to do this work and witness that level of transformation in an extremely short period of time literally lights my heart on fire. Like literally lights my heart on fire. It is my full purpose, and I could give a shit whether I make a dime. I could care less. I was taking my dog out this morning. It was beautiful. And I was thinking, oh, Vitality starts tomorrow. I should, right? No more shoulds in your businesses, friends, or in your lives at all. Don't should on yourself. I was like, oh, I should do this. I should do that because Vitality starts tomorrow. And I was like, fuck that, man. I was like, this is a gorgeous day. It is so beautiful out. My body is like craving and like yearning for tasting nature. And so I was just like, I took 3 walks today, and I was just like, I am out there. And I said to myself, as I was walking my dog, I was like, you know what? If I die, am I going to say to myself, wow, I made a lot of money. Got a lot of good clients. No way. No way. I'm not going to do that. Like, I'm going to put my head on the pillow and rest and be like, I'm so grateful that I showed people my light, and that I didn't shut my mouth because I thought that I was too much, or I didn't shut my mouth because I thought that they would think that I was trying to get money from them or whatever, right? Like, I deeply believe in this wisdom being shared, and not so that other people can be fixed because there's nothing to fix. It's so other people can see themselves and learn how to do this themselves, so that they don't need to come to me, so that we can collaborate together and that we can create medicine together, because they've actualized so quickly and they are so excited about sharing their medicine, right? Yes, I'm very intense. I was talking to one of my clients the other day in Vitality, and what did he say to me? Oh, I told him something was coming through, and I was like, you just need to play, dude. Like, you just take life way too goddamn seriously, and you take your healing journey too seriously, and you take your spiritual journey so damn seriously. I was like, could you just go play? Like, just go have some freaking fun. Like, we're here to have some joy. And he's like, no thanks, I prefer intense. And then he just laughed, and I was like, oh, welcome to my life. I was like, I'm extremely intense. Like, intense is so fun for me. It's so fun for me. It really, really is. But anyway, yeah, he was like, all right, you're right. I know. I gotta go have some fun and just carve out some space for it. So anyway, I so appreciate this conversation. You guys got me fired up. I so appreciate your questions and just being in exchange with me here and receiving all of me. And thank you for allowing me to witness and receive you. And for those of you who want to get to know me a little bit more, you can jump on my YouTube channel, which is at the link in my bio. You can also join my Facebook group, which is the Expansion Portal, also at the link in my bio. And Vitality, which is my signature program that will completely knock your socks off and transform your life, starts tomorrow. And you can read all about that in my bio as well. And if you have any questions or want to chat about, I'm not ready yet, or I feel like I kind of want to connect with you, but I don't really want to do that, just shoot me a message. My DMs are open and I'm happy to chat with you about what feels aligned. I love you too, honey. Mwah, 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 mwah. Thank you guys again, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye.